Vaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudidayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namni Namah Acharyapadaya Nitai Kripa Pradayani Gorakatha Damdaya Nagargram Dharani Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namni Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharni Nirvisesh Sunivadi Paschat Deshtarni Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Ashad Dash Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam 11th Canto, Chapter 28, 28, no sorry, 20, 29,
Yes,
text
Mataji.
8, right?
Text 6, Mataji.
Text 6, okay. Naivo payanti apachitin kavayastavesha brahmayusapi kritam riddhamudha smaranta yontar bahistanubhritam ashubham vidunvan acharya chaitya vapusha swagatin vyanakti. O my lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with a prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Supersoul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. We did this. We did this. 7 we have to do.
Okay, then probably I forgot, Mataji.
Sri Sukha Uvacha iti udhavenati anurakta chetasa prishto jagat kridanaka swashakti bhi grihita murti traya ishwareshwaro jagadasa prema manohara smita. Shukadeva Goswami said, thus questioned by the most affectionate Uddhava, Lord Krishna, the supreme controller of all controllers, who takes the entire universe as his plaything and assumes the three forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, began to reply, lovingly displaying his all-attractive smile. So everything is superlative here, thus questioned by the most affectionate Uddhava. Lord Krishna, the supreme controller of all controllers, who takes the entire universe as his plaything and assumes the three forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, began to reply lovingly, displaying his all-attractive smile. So all these big things, he's the controller of the entire universe and everything is, but for his devotee, he is very, very, all attention and began to reply very lovingly with all attractive smile. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Hante te katayisyami mama dharman sumangalan jan shraddhaya charan martyo mrityum jayati durjayam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I shall describe to you the principles of devotion to me, by executing which a mortal human being will conquer unconquerable death. Kuryat sarvani karmani mad artam shanakai smaran mai arpita manasi chitto mad dharmatma manorati. Always remembering me, one should perform all his duties for me without becoming impetuous. With mind and intelligence offered to me, one should fix his mind in attraction to my devotional service. The words Mad Dharmatma Manorati means that all of one's love and affection should be devoted to pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not indicated here that one should try to relish selfish satisfaction in devotional service, but rather that one should be attracted to the Lord's own satisfaction, which one achieves by faithfully executing the order of a bona fide spiritual master coming in disciplic succession from Lord Krishna himself. Attachment to one's own satisfaction, even within devotional service, is materialistic, whereas attachment to the satisfaction of the Lord is pure spiritual emotion. So it just shows what a fine tuning is required to connect with Krishna. And we have different shades, like before we can see the transparent, with transparent glasses we can see directly Krishna. Before that, we are specs is colored with so many shades of, pink or blue or then yellow, and so we're not able to really see. We are able to, even when we are doing devotional service, which is like tantamount to seeing Krishna. Doing devotional service to Krishna means you'll be able to see him. So even in that, we're not able to fully see him until the what are we doing devotional service. Sometimes, we just feel great pleasure in just doing the devotional service. Oh, I'm doing it. I'm very happy. I'm occupied. It's all about me. And like we are not even thinking what about other people, even say preaching, for example. How is it benefiting other people? Well, I mean, that should be our focus, right? But beyond that, okay, that's the first step. That instead of thinking this is my service and I'm doing, and how much pleasure it's giving me, from there we have to move to how am I benefiting others. But beyond that is even fine tuning that it is not for my satisfaction that I did something. Beyond that is Krishna's satisfaction, whatever he wants. I'm not worried. He takes away that service and puts me somewhere else. Okay, whatever satisfies you, Krishna, and the results are only offered to Krishna for his satisfaction. That is pure devotional service. Just imagine how many shades. Only then we will be able to see Krishna face to face. Then we are one with Krishna because the interests are the same. We want what Krishna wants, and then he is very happy. And then there is union, and Krishna also. He knows what the devotee will be happy with. He will do, but he will decide. We are just thinking of Krishna's satisfaction. That's the amazing thing. The whole this kind of dialogue between the devotee and Krishna. Devotee wants to serve Krishna. That is there. But we want to serve the way Krishna wants. And Krishna also knows what is the individual mood of the devotee, and he engages us in appropriate ways. So it's a very, very complex, and it's not very straightforward how it merges, and the combination between the Lord's desire and the devotee's desire. It's very unique and very, I mean, maybe it's very, what do you call, very mystical and very quite complicated. Complicated in the sense, not in the bad sense, but then it's something which is very spontaneous. And where one ends, where the other begins, one can never know. It's only between the Lord and the devotee. Deshan punyan ashrayeta mad bhaktai sadhu bhishritan devasura manusheshu mad bhakta charitani cha. One should take shelter of holy places where my saintly devotees reside, and one should be guided by the exemplary activities of my devotees who appear among the demigods, demons, and human beings. Narad Muni is one of the great devotees of the Lord who appeared among the demigods. Prahlad Maharaja appeared among the demons, and many other great devotees such as Ambarish Maharaj and the Pandavas appeared among human beings. One should take shelter of the devotees, exemplary activities, and also the holy places where devotees reside. Thus, one will remain safe on the path of devotional service. So, this is the standard. I mean, this is for all ages. Krishna is saying that one should go to the holy place, take shelter of the great devotees living there, and perform devotional service. Even during Ramanujacharya's time, everyone used to go either to Kanchipuram or Srirangam or to Tirupati. Those are the big centers, and big all the greatest of devotees would be living there, and people would render service. But now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is something very special. And Prabhupada said everybody should go out and stay everywhere, go and preach. Only those who don't want to preach go sit in the dhams. So it is like now this is advanced. Chaitanya Charitamrita is more advanced than Srimad Bhagavatam. And there we are trained from the beginning to become selfless. And we should do for the pleasure of Guru, pleasure of Vaishnavas, and not for our own pleasure. Wherever you want me to do, whatever service, please tell me and I will do. So if we have that mood, then we'll be in bliss. And we will also be rendering pure devotional service very easily because we're trying to care for others, not about ourselves. Preaching is, you can't think of yourself much. All the time you're thinking about how to benefit others, how to help them in their sadhana. Who does all that? We never hear of such activities. Normally, people do their own devotional service. Krishna is here only telling, you do your devotional service to me. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam. In that is not included preaching. Now, preaching is the 10th service, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's speciality. Yare Dekha Tarikaha Krishna Upadesh. Of course, in Shravanam and Kirtanam is preaching also, you can think. But but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's kind of preaching is very, very unique, where he gives his love to the person and he touches the soul and makes them, and he gives love for Krishna very quickly. And then you do, I mean, it's something very fantastic. It falls under the same Navavidha Bhakti only, but it's got some special flavors. So that is why Prabhupada said that it doesn't matter where you're staying, we should associate with devotees. And we've got this unique, beautiful structure in ISKCON that in all the dhams are also there, where so many devotees are residing, and so many senior devotees, or you also visit there periodically. They're all spread out everywhere preaching. So preaching is the main um, this thing of activity in ISKCON. And by, of course, we should remain in touch with devotees, not go separate and say, I'm a preacher. But preaching is such a
8:15.
powerful activity that it protects one and gives one the taste to do devotional service. If we are not doing preaching, then it's very difficult to sustain that mood. So we have to go and sit in the holy dham and be with the devotees and all that. Because outside, if you're not involved in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, very difficult to sustain, the mood of service. And maybe quietly you will do, there are many people who just worship their deity, just do their daily rituals, their puja, and that's it. But how much advancement you will get just on your own is questionable. It'll take long time. But so anyway, that's what, though it's here, it says one should take shelter of holy places where my saintly devotees reside, and one should be guided by the exemplary activities of my devotees. All that we can do, we are inspired by their activities, and we take shelter of the holy places by visiting them, who appear among the demigods, demons, and human beings. He's only saying take shelter, not, I don't know if he means reside there. So anyway, Pritak Satrena Vamahyam Parvayatra Mahotsavan Karayet Geeta Nrityadhyar Maharaja Vibhuti Bhi, either alone or in public gatherings with singing, dancing, and other exhibitions of royal opulence. One should arrange to celebrate those holy days, ceremonies, and festivals set aside especially for my worship. So the festivals are given great importance by Krishna, either alone or in public gatherings with singing, dancing, and other exhibitions of royal opulence. So we must celebrate festivals very grandly with singing and dancing. And Krishna is saying dancing, but other not so many people engage in dancing so much. But anyway, that so that's wonderful. No, but all bhakti, all devotees actually do dance in different ways. One should arrange to celebrate those holy days, ceremonies, and festivals set aside especially for my worship. माम एव सर्वभूतेषु बहिरंतर अपावृतम ईक्षेथात्मनि चात्मानं यथा कम amalashaya. With a pure heart, one should see me, the supreme soul within all beings and also within oneself, to be both unblemished by anything material and also present everywhere. That is Krishna, who is present within all beings and also within oneself. To be both, Krishna is both unblemished by anything material and also present everywhere, both externally and internally, just like the omnipresent sky. According to Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, the Lord has spoken the present verse to attract those who are inclined towards philosophical speculation about the absolute truth. Such transcendental scholars searching for the ultimate unity will be attracted by the Lord's manifestation described here. Devotees are attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly and like to just worship the deity. But those who are involved, like the Ashtanga yogis, Jnana yogis, with a pure heart, one should see me, the Supreme Soul, within all beings and also within oneself, to be both unblemished by anything material and also present everywhere, both externally and internally, just like the omnipresent sky. That appeals to people with a little impersonal leanings. We don't want to compare him with the sky. We want to see him as the person who's there in the heart everywhere he is. Iti sarvani bhutani madbhavena mahadyute sabhajayan manyamano jnanam kevalamashrita brahmane pukkasestene brahmanyerke svulingake akrure krurake chaiva samadrik pandito mata. O brilliant Uddhava, one who thus views all living entities with the idea that I am present within each of them, and who, by taking shelter of this divine knowledge, offers due respect to everyone, is considered actually wise. Such a man sees equally the Brahmana and the outcast, the thief and the charitable promoter of Brahminical culture, the sun and the tiny sparks of fire, the gentle and the cruel. A series of opposites is set forth here, namely the high class Brahmana and the low class aborigine, the thief who steals from respectable persons, and the respecter of Brahminical culture who gives charity to Brahmanas, the all powerful sun and the insignificant spark, and finally the kind and the cruel. Ordinarily, the ability to distinguish between such opposites qualifies one as intelligent. How then can the Lord state that ignoring such obvious differences establishes one as a wise man? The answer is given by the word madbhavena. A wise person sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead within everything. Therefore, although externally perceiving and dealing with varieties of material situations, a wise man is more impressed by and concerned with the overwhelming unity of all existence, which is based on the presence of the Supreme Lord within everything. As explained here, a truly wise person is not limited to superficial material discrimination. So it doesn't mean that we treat everyone the same. Thief also, we put them on a pedestal and start worshipping them. Brahmana also putting them. No, we do discriminate and treat, and definitely thief in a different way, and Brahmanas in a different way, animal in a different way, and human being in a different way. That is material discrimination, but at the same time, we feel deep compassion and oneness with all living beings. And so that is why a pure devotee is not even seeing, I mean, like we had that Murari, what's his name? Uh, Murari, in Chaitanya Leela, he was so fearless because he had come from the dead. He, he almost died, and then he got initiation in his ears from his guru, and then he whispered his name, and then he just came back from the dead. So he was fearless, and he would go to the forest and he would catch hold of tigers and chant Hare Krishna to them. So this kind of seeing everyone being equal. Of course, we, even if we want to chant Hare Krishna to tigers, we'll not go close by and do that. We have to be careful, but we feel compassion. Oh, how did they get the tiger's body? Like when we were taking morning walks on the beach in Muscat with Guru Maharaj, he would be looking at the crabs, everything. He was aware and looking at everything. And when, the crabs from the sand, they would have um, burrowed into the sand, and then they would come out, and then a lot of mud would be on top outside their hole. So, and then we would be watching the crabs. He would see that and said, I don't know what desires they had to get a body like this. So compassionate, he must be seeing them. I mean, he was seeing them as souls and part of Krishna. And he was so compassionate that, oh, why did they get this body? Imagine what a horrible life. It'll take them so many more bodies before they become evolved and become a human being, and then they have to go back to Godhead. So pure devotee, he is only thinking of all souls to be elevated and go back home, back to Godhead. He must be thinking, how horrible this prison house, and people think they're actually enjoying here. So, and a wise man is more impressed by and concerned with the overwhelming unity of all existence, which is based on the presence of the Supreme Lord within everything. Vasudeva Kutumbikam. That's why our Vedic Sanatan Dharma is, everybody is now acknowledging that this is the one which is, you know most inclusive. And we are not even inclusive of only human beings, all living entities, totally non-violent, gives shelter to all living entities. As explained here, a truly wise person is not limited to superficial material discrimination. Nareshva abhikshanam madbhavam pumso bhavayato chirat spardha suya tiraskara, sahankara, viyantihi. For him who constantly meditates upon my presence within all persons, the bad tendencies of rivalry, envy, and abusiveness, along with false ego, are quickly, very quickly destroyed. How wonderful! We conditioned souls tend to feel rivalry towards our equals, envy towards our superior, and the desire to belittle our subordinates. These contaminated propensities, along with their very basis, false ego, can be quickly vanquished by meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead within every living being. The rivalry comes, or even the envy, by thinking we are doing something, and we want to do the maximum and show that, and we feel jealous if somebody is doing which I'm not doing, or they are able to do something which I'm not. doing, and then, we feel something that I also should do. Now, that is the doership is the question. When we see Krishna everywhere, that means we are seeing how Krishna is doing everything, how he is present in everybody's heart. And that is the most best talent we can have. We should understand that to see Paramatma, to see Krishna's presence everywhere is the greatest talent. Not just, okay, oh, I cannot be a instrument player, or I cannot dance like that, or I cannot do something or the other, and we think, oh, I'm not able to do that for Krishna. So we may feel that, but actually, that is again based on false ego. And, I want to be doing that. And for some sense gratification purposes, I am accomplishing something. But when we go beyond the body and the mind, beyond the false ego, we are seeing Krishna, how he is acting everywhere, how he is present in every living entity, and he is only making everyone, his energies making everyone do something. And so then there is no question of envy, because it's not a question of what I'm doing or they are doing, but what Krishna is doing. Krishna is only engaging everyone in different activities. And the best activity Krishna likes, what? He here is saying, you should see me. You should see me everywhere. That's what satisfies the most. Maybe somebody can sing like a Gandharva, or dance like an Apsara, or speak like a who's very good in, a very expert in, like a great scholar and all that. But Krishna is the best thing that Krishna wants is our realization of him. That's what pleases him most. Even if we don't do anything, we are aware of Krishna and everyone, and we respect that, and we glorify him. That is the most satisfying thing, not only to Krishna, but to also ourselves. And then we can respect everyone and feel very happy, and not feel competitive or jealous or feel rivalry towards them, but rather we'll be seeing them only as souls, not what they are doing. Doing is still mode of passion. Doing is still illusory because you think I'm doing something. That's all illusion. That's why pure devotees don't bother. They are not busy all the time doing something. Okay, in ISKCON, we are supposed to preach, so they're very busy. But if you see all the acharyas, they are not. That is why they, um, some of them just initiated one devotee and not few devotees. They never had so many disciples and all that. But does it mean that they are less? It doesn't mean that. It means that is not, it is, you're judged not by how many, so many things you did, or because that is all done by Krishna. It is judged by how much devotion you have and how much sacrificing you have for Krishna's pleasure. So that is why Gaurakishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he only initiated Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he was Bhajananandi, he was not a Goshti Anandi. And yet we revere him as one of our Parampara Acharyas, because of his complete dedication to chanting Krishna's names. That is the best welfare activity. Why? Because if a sadhu is only chanting Krishna's names in a pure way, meditating, that benefits so many people. People may not know, like, common people say, what you people do is simply chanting Hare Krishna, and you're not doing anything for society. So that is their lack of understanding, ignorance. They think only somebody who's physically active goes and donates, okay, here, take food, annadan, and kamblidan, give blankets, and all these sort of things. Those are the people who are really doing something. All others are simply sitting and wasting time. That is their realization. So we should know. We know that somebody who's just chanting Hare Krishna and very satisfied and peaceful, he is benefiting the whole world. The vibration, just the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra removes so many sinful reactions from the place and bestows all auspiciousness. So how do we know what these great sages are doing? Going around, chanting. All the sages of Naimisaranya, they came together to listen to Bhagavatam for the benefit of all of us. So we don't even know how they are benefiting us. They are benefiting us because somebody might say, oh, they are sitting and imagine they're just sitting and listening to Bhagavatam. How will it benefit us? It is glorifying Krishna means everybody gets purified. That place becomes sanctified, and sinful, thoughts and all those things will be reduced so much. And then even now, the amount of sinful actions that people are doing, still we are able to somehow live. It's really very bad. It's becoming very, it's worsening. But still, in spite of that, we're all able to live somewhat and continue with our lives in a it's not gone to rock bottom level only because of these great sages in the Himalayas, and where all, and so many pure devotees in holy dhams, and the maybe even the sages and the heavenly planets. It is all their mercy and prayers which is doing all that. So that is why we once we understand, that's the most important thing. Most important thing is, if I can think about Krishna and do whatever he wants, then one person like that can benefit the whole world. That, like Prabhupada, he was just one pure devotee at that time. Maybe there were others also, but what we know, who did so much, one pure devotee made the whole world Krishna conscious. That is the power of a pure devotee. And for most of his life, he was not even doing anything. Only in the last 11 years of his life, he went around the world. So we cannot judge somebody by how much they are doing. We should never do that. Then, what will happen? We'll feel less. Oh, he's doing so much. I'm not doing anything. Then either we feel low about ourselves, or we feel envious of that other person. And that is not the way to judge people. And instead, we should feel, oh, how Krishna is everywhere. And Krishna is making them do that. Very nice. Feel happy that they are doing. And Krishna, I want to do whatever Krishna wants. Krishna, please engage me also in whatever service that you want, whatever service you want. If we start thinking, this is the service I want, oh Krishna, please, I also want to do like this, that is sense gratification. And we may become disturbed, oh, why I'm not able to do that. We're not doing for our sense gratification. We are doing for Krishna's sense gratification. And so we leave it to Krishna. Whatever you want me to do, I'm ready to do, Krishna. And it's for you to become happy, not that I feel happy. I did this. So that is where, even in devotional service, he's saying that we have to go beyond our false ego and do for Krishna's satisfaction. For him who constantly meditates upon my presence within all persons, the bad tendencies of rivalry, envy, abusiveness, along with the false ego, are very quickly destroyed. So that is what is the greatest achievement that we should aspire for. Let me see Krishna always. Always, oh Krishna, I want to be thinking about you instead of thinking about my own, identifying myself with my body and my mind all the time. All the time, something to do with my body or my mind, right? And the thoughts always go towards how I am feeling about certain situations, anything. We measure it up to how I am feeling, and then we say it's good or bad. So that is totally selfish and very narrow. On the other hand, we have to think in absolute terms, in what satisfies Krishna, Guru and Krishna. They are happy, then it's fine. So if we do that, then that is why, for that, we have to be meditating upon his presence within all persons. So it is very nice, isn't it? How happy we will be if we are not at all, if we are feeling very happy that we are seeing Krishna everywhere, then we'll be in bliss. And naturally, we'll feel very happy about Everybody's, whatever, all the good, all their success, all their achievements, will never compare or compete, because anyway, we are not these bodies. And whatever anybody is doing, it is the Paramatma making them do. He is the one who's giving all intelligence, abilities, everything, inspiration. So, and the only thing that we should cultivate is desire to serve Krishna, whatever way you want. And Krishna will engage us, and then we won't even have false ego or pride that I'm doing something. I'm not doing anything. I'm just a puppet in Krishna's hands. That's why Prabhupada, imagine all alone with so much obstacles, problems, no help from anyone. And he achieved such a big thing. I mean, what he achieved is really very, very historical. And yet, he was not at all proud. So that says, and he says, I'm just a puppet in Krishna's hands. So, what of exalted consciousness to possess? That is what will make us happy and blissful always, because we'll see Krishna everywhere. And naturally, if you can see Krishna in every situation, how blissful we'll be. Instead of seeing what our mind is chattering away and telling us, we always see whether our mind is happy. Then I'm happy. No, mind is fulfilled with all these things, where false ego, and based on the false ego, all these nonsense, um, negative thoughts. Instead of feeling love, we will be feeling all negative emotions. That's why we have to always think of Krishna. And we have a very good means of driving away false ego by listening to Krishna's names and just ignoring the mind, which is limiting us, which is the soul is so great. And I mean, Mahatma means the Atma is Mahatma. Pure soul is great. And that great soul is being covered up with all these stupid, horrible, mundane thoughts. And that is the predicament. It's like, we are put in a jail or in a very cloistered room and we are suffocating. We want to be outside in the free world and enjoy the fresh air, the freedom to go anywhere and do whatever we want. And imagine you're put in a small cell. For a prisoner, that is the greatest punishment, because you feel suffocated over there. So that is how the body itself is a prison for us. The soul, which is so free and able to do anything and everything, is put caged into this body which is so limited, and the mind which is also so limited, and it's only thinking about sense gratification for the body. That is why the soul suffers. And we have to quickly warn, oh, I'm not going to listen to this body and mind. I'm going to listen to Krishna's names. And Krishna's made it so easy for us to come out of this predicament. Every day we must be crying, Krishna, please, I want to hear your names. I want to be with you. I want to serve you and not my body and my mind. And then he says, for him who constantly meditates upon my presence within all persons. So we have to constantly be meditating, see people as part of Krishna. Paramatma is in this person's heart, also that person's heart. Sometimes they're behaving very meanly and badly. And we think, how can Paramatma, do they really have a Paramatma? They don't behave like that. We may think, but then yes, they have the potential to come out of it. So we don't get upset with them and we pray to Krishna. Either Krishna's mercy on them to change, or we just ignore them. I mean, if we try, but we don't get upset or we don't wish ill for anybody. That is a Vaishnava, so wonderful. If you see a Vaishnava, how exalted he is, because he doesn't wish ill even for his enemies. Even for those who are trying to harm him, he doesn't wish ill. See, that is how great Atma is, and especially Atma connected with Krishna. Then see how magnanimous they become, that they don't want to wish harm even for somebody trying to put, wishing so much harm for them. He doesn't, he just what to do, he forgives them and prays for their welfare or for their upliftment. So all these dirty things, bad tendencies are very quickly destroyed. Vishrajya smayamanan swan drisham vridam cha daihikim praname dhandavad bhuma asva chandala gokaram. Disregarding the ridicule of one's companions, one should give up the bodily conception and its accompanying embarrassment. One should offer obeisances before all, even the dogs, outcasts, cows, and asses, falling flat upon the ground like a rod. One should practice seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead within all creatures. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised all devotees to consider themselves lower than a blade of grass and be more tolerant than a tree. In such a humble position, one will not be disturbed in the prosecution of pure devotional service to the Lord. A devotee does not foolishly think that a cow or an ass is God, but rather the devotee sees the Supreme Lord within all creatures, and on this higher spiritual plane, he does not discriminate. So that's why everybody we can respect. We don't see the outer body, oh, low caste, there's a ugly, beautiful, or gender based, or even animal, insect. Everybody is important. Even if we just harm one little ant, that is, we are causing pain to Krishna, and we are not yet ready to go back to Godhead. Everybody, I mean, Krishna has made us interact with one another here just so that we become purified of this desire to dominate over others and think, I'm only important, you're not important. Even a small little insect is got life, it is a soul. And if we recognize that and we don't wish to harm it at all, then Krishna is very satisfied. That means we have given up our desire to dominate over this world. They're just stomping over like an asura, walking, and then doesn't care about how many people get trampled on the way, how many are killed. They just think I'm very important and I'm the boss and I'm the controller. On the other hand, the Atma is always thinking as Krishna's servant, and that ennobles him. I mean, that makes him, really great. That's how the soul actually being part and parcel of Krishna is certainly great. If you're rendering service to Krishna, automatically we are great, but we don't want to think like that. We will think, I'm really useless. I'm not doing anything to satisfy Krishna. Not in terms of how much. You should not compare. The devotees, pure devotees also compare with each other. But how do they compare? Like we saw in Sanatan Goswami's Brihad Bhagavatamrita. When Narada Muni went from one, he wanted to know who is a really great pure devotee in this world. So one by one he goes. First he went to some, say, Brahmanas in Prayag, and they sent him to a king in South India. And that king said, oh, I am nothing. Indradev is so great. He goes to Indra, and Indra sends him to better than me is Lord Brahma. So someone doing pure devotional service process is comparing themselves by seeing how others are doing. If they see somebody is doing better devotional service in terms of quality, not in quantity, quality, how much they are dedicated, because then they feel great admiration and they look up to them and they wish that they could also serve like that. This thing. So one must respect even the dogs, outcasts, cows, and asses falling flat upon the ground like a rod. So here he's saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is telling us we have not been advised to do that. Maybe in another age. For us, internally, you have to feel lower than a blade of grass and to be more tolerant than a tree. In such a humble position, one will not be disturbed in the prosecution of pure devotional service to the Lord. Otherwise, if we are proud, even a little bit of pride, then what happens? We get very upset. How can they insult me like this? And that takes away most of the time, and the mind is thinking, smarting with the pain and the humility, and the false ego cannot tolerate being insulted by others. And so much time wasted. What can be done in devotional service? We lose interest in doing devotional service. I want recognition. I want all these things. So, on the other hand, if we are doing it for the pleasure of Krishna, then, okay, I'm just a servant of Krishna. I'm not this body. And somebody insults, anyway, I'm not the body. Okay, let them say, you fat so, or something they say. They're okay, I'm not the body anyway. But those who are identifying the body, they will get very, very disturbed. How did they call me like that? Am I? And then they feel, less. They feel very much, what do you call, inferior. And that makes them body. That's all on the body conscious level. And that's why we have to say positive things to uplift people spiritually. If you glorify people for their spiritual qualities or glorify somebody, then that's very inspiring and it's very positive energy. And whatever we speak has an effect on people. Everything that goes out into the universe is there. Sound is gone, words have gone from our mouth, and it is there. And it will produce some effects. And it will also give us reactions. If we speak only good words, we'll always get good results for ourselves. And it will always do good to others also. So we should never, also we must make sure that we only speak positive, encouraging words that uplift people from their body consciousness and is able to consider their spiritual, potential. Then people become very, very, very positive and very confident. That is what, in the material world, you see how Modi, he has completely changed how Indians see themselves. Completely changed. Before, only always feeling inferior about ourselves. Anybody says anything, oh, we start lamenting and we try to ape the Western culture. Completely no faith at all, no confidence in our traditions, values, cultures, just blindly ape them. And from that situation, Modi has completely turned it around so that Atmanirbharata and, feeling that I can do it. I mean, Indians are very, how much he gives that kind of positive confidence in anyone, everyone, whoever it may be, all kinds of, he goes to, and to ladies also, how much empowerment he does. He's a saint, no doubt. And nobody else has done this much for women, more than just all the schemes and support and all those. Okay, give them, uh, what do you call, a place or positions or opportunities to do different kinds of things. That is another thing. But the real thing is, um, you know, respecting them and Nari Shakti, saying all this things, words that empower, words that make people feel so good about themselves. Everybody is rising up to the occasion. We can also do it. That confidence is there because he is seeing only soul. He doesn't see, oh, women, men, and all that. And for him, women are, I mean, the kind of respect he has for women, how he goes now is visiting different places to see how the schemes that he has started is working. And he is listening to them and with so much sympathy and empathy. Even if, oh, they got a cow, and then now, so what are you doing? How does your family feel towards your economic independence? And I hope there is no, what do you call, no bad feelings, husband and all. But how is there this thing to you? Because it gives them a lot of self confidence, right? That they are earning money. So if the husband is a drunkard also, it doesn't matter. She's got money to take care of the family and so on. He was so concerned about each and every person. He was asking, what is the effect in your life? Just see how much he values. And he really respects women. He always, you know, he wants blessings from women. And some elderly ladies, they happily bless, put a hand on his head also, and they are so happy to, wish well for him. I mean, what he does is spiritual. It is not simply some political speech. That's why I'm talking Bhagavatam class about him, because what he is doing is spiritual exchanges with people. And he's really, imagine, he is not very well educated, in the sense 17 only he took sannyas. So whatever he did probably is just about a graduate. Okay, not in terms of education and all that. And he is from a very very poor background. What experiences he would have had? Not so much exposure. But look, he has become so great that all world leaders are all having so much respect for him. They want to consult him for opinions, his opinions on so many issues. So that is because he is acting on the spiritual platform. And why are people getting so excited to see him everywhere? They're waiting. Now he's going to different parts of India. They're all waiting in the hot sun for him to appear and give a speech. And they stay there and listen to his speech. They're so excited. Why? Because he is acting like a soul. That is how someone who is doing pure, not just soul, not an impersonalist, pure devotional service of giving love, selfless sacrifice, that touches everybody's hearts. So in life, if you want to, and he is always ecstatic, and even he, is subordinate. I mean, even Amit Shah was saying that in some other interview, he said, I've known him for more than 35 years. I've seen closely. And he has been not one holiday he has taken. And he works from morning 6 o'clock to night something, 12 or 1 or something, only 5 hours, 4 hours sleep or something like that. And whole day he is working for the betterment of the country. He's so fixed. His goal is very fixed because he didn't choose that service. His guru told him, you go now. He renounced everything and went off to the Himalayas. He was just humbly serving his guru. And the guru told him, no, the country needs you, you go and do. And so focused he is on service. And that service touches everybody's hearts, that they also want to be like him. That is the wonderful thing, because the Atma is like that. It is not a difficult thing. I mean, it's not something, um, I mean, we shouldn't think, oh, all this is impossible. It's all, utopia. No, we can see right in front of our eyes how, and so many young people are being inspired by him, and they want to stand on their feet and follow proper principles and do it honest labor, and in this way. So that is all because of inspiration. Not go by stereotypes, just make a lot of money and just go for the same things. Not in that way. Venture out, think big, be independent. Because a Varnashrama mostly encourages your self-made, independent work. Brahmana is not working under someone. Kshatriya also, he is not working under as such. Okay, um, like I mean, okay, kings and all are independent, but even the soldiers and all that, I don't know, administration. It's not considered working under a boss like that. And Vaishya also is independent. Only Shudra is working under someone. So he is empowering everyone to be your Atmanirbhar, be on your own. So this is something, and really tremendous. He is in a way setting up Varnashrama Dharma also. That's also happening. He's talking development, but actually people are finding their own. There was a Kashmiri boy. was telling him that actually in my family now, they all wanted me to be a doctor or engineer, but I said no, and I started this. What is the business he started was honey, making honey, like beehive, hives and creating that. And now he's become a consultant and he's making good money. And the honey is also very, very expensive now. 1 kilo cost, 1 kilo of Kashmiri honey. He said, how much? 1,000 or something, 3,000. So he's making very good money. And Modi said, oh, very good. So they thought that you have the capability, and that's why they told all that. But now you're establishing yourself. This is very nice. It's a very good this thing and all that. And that boy felt so very encouraged, empowered. So words make a big effect on people. And if we say positive words for everyone, then we are really doing good to people. It is not in the matter of how many some big temples I made or big something I created. It is not in that. The real thing is that we see Krishna everywhere. That is our perfection. From mode of passion judgments, we have to go to mode of goodness. We have to judge Vaishnavas on the basis of how they are, seeing Krishna everywhere or acting as beautiful Vaishnavas. That is our goal. No, we should not have these kind of things, how many temples I made, how many this I did, whatever, the numbers, and becomes impersonal. And then we are in a competitive mood. Oh, he did better than me, or I did better, then I feel very proud. Oh, who's as like me? Great. It's horrible. And it's even if you feel that you have achieved something and you're best and all that, you're not going to be, you will not feel, you won't have the devotion will fly out of the window. Devotion comes only when we are very meek and humble, feeling lower than a grass and more tolerant than a tree. That is the feeling which will give us ecstasy, love for Krishna. And that is the one we should encourage. Everyone, whenever some Vaishnava is showing traits of humility, we should really encourage that, or humility or service mindedness. That should be glorified. Every day we have to announce, or every week, those sort of things. Apart from, of course, what they're doing, quality work, and anyone showing any signs of Vaishnava qualities, because those Vaishnava qualities means it includes Krishna. Only when you're thinking of Krishna, you can behave ideally. So we have to create that culture of seeing only this. This is the goal. How they are seeing Krishna every moment, and how nice wherever you go, you're able to represent Krishna to people. And if we are just in that kind of mood, everybody will just come to Krishna consciousness. You don't have to be anything big for that. I mean, I'm saying, okay, one example is that one girl called Disha, I don't know if she's come here. Is she there, Disha, today? No. She is a college student. She hardly knows much philosophy. She's just come 1 year in Krishna consciousness. But she's so humble and so service minded, always smiling and saying all positive, encouraging words to everyone. Small, I mean, she'll, okay, she must be 17 or something. She's just first year in this thing, in college. And just her very, very humble demeanor and care for people. She just goes on the streets and tells about Krishna, and they all start coming. And then they will say, next week also they will come. No, Disha only told us to come, so we came. Every week, somebody or the other, she will be inviting, please come. And she goes every day. She's made a target that I must sell at least, I must give at least one Bhagavad Gita to every thing. So wherever she travels or in her college also, she's only talking about this, only about Krishna. So she, um, so that is amazing. That is success. Success is that you make it part of your personality, that whoever you see, you're only thinking of loving them, giving Krishna to them, happy. happy by doing that job, service. That is perfection. So we must really encourage and glorify whoever does. Some small children may be doing that. And junior devotees, new devotees may be very, very enthusiastic about preaching. And so we must see that, and ourselves also, we must put away all other thoughts of whatever we think is success. Success is just what Krishna is saying. We have to see the presence of Krishna everywhere and in ourselves also. And if we are very happy, that is success. All other things are useless. They're all temporary, and they just create this kind of envy, enmity, wanting to control, dominate, and it saps the devotional feelings of love for Krishna. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions?
Mother Hare Krishna, please accept my condolences, Mataji.
Yeah, please accept my obligation, please.
Very thankful, Mataji, for today's Nectarian class. Mataji, the all the qualities are the like Krishna was telling to Dava, and you were nicely mentioning how do like I as a condition should can develop. What what should be the primary focus in the devotional service?
No, every day you can think that I should make, say something, that is inspiring to people, or, whenever we talk to people, even, can I make them happy in some way, saying something empowering? Because otherwise, some people know they only talk about negative things. Oh, today this is bad, that is bad, everything is bad, I'm feeling low, all these sort of things. So, if we can say something very nice and inspiring, by which you'll feel very happy also, and you'll feel your blessings of Krishna upon you by just being such a positive person. And so like that, you can say that, let me have a daily target for everyone. And sometimes we may be irritated by something, disappointed by different things, but if we can make it that somehow I should um, make people happy and see them as part of Krishna, that is the thing. Then you will give them a lot of freedom. You will not put them into slots and say they have to be like this only, otherwise I'll think they're bad. Not like that. Everybody is a soul, and everybody's got Krishna. Then the way we judge them will be much, much kinder and much more broad. We will think more in terms of how to uplift them rather than condemn them, right? Like that. Did I answer you?
Yes, Mataji, and is that chanting, as you also said, like chanting, focus chanting also will help. Like as you said, like 99% problem resolved with the chanting. So
Yes,
by
yes,
doing the chanting, also these qualities will develop.
yes, certainly. That is
Okay,
the
Mataji.
only thing. That is the well. We are very fortunate that we've got one method all in one. One Hare Krishna chanting you do properly, everything else will be influenced by that.
Thank you, Mataji.
You know, in material, this thing also, apart from Modi ji, one more family which really certain values which I'm this thing. They're not perfect, but we can learn a lot is these Ambanis. I'm really amazed. They are billionaires. They have so much money, and all their industries and everything, and the whole world, all the glitzy people, they're all in their very close terms with all the biggest film stars and businessmen and all that. And yet, as a family, they have very good values. And if, in spite of that, see, they remain humble, and they're very caring about each other. They spend time. Family is very important. We are one job we get, we work a little few more hours, then we say no time for anything. Oh, job, job, job. Here, oh, who can be busier than them? And yet they take time. They don't say you're not important as something else is. Communication. They communicate with words, verbally, about their love and affection and all that. And they spend time, and they are concerned. Each one has got the freedom to choose what they want to do, and everyone else supports and are there for them. Whatever their important events become a special thing, they're all there supporting each other. And I was amazed how. And not only about society, also they're very concerned. The latest is this Anand who got married, I mean, oh no, pre-nuptial thing. He has started, I mean, in that Jamnagar, where the huge thousands of acres, where they are, taking animals which are, um, you know, endangered. I mean, or they have some problem or they cannot survive. They take them and keep them and look after them. It all started very naturally. He was just a 12-year-old boy, and they were traveling in Rajasthan, and on the road, he saw one small elephant, and it was like very weak or something. It was not okay. And he looked at his mother and he said, can we look after this elephant? And she said, okay. And it started with that one elephant, and then more elephants and other animals also came. And then they have this huge um, place where, it's very ultra modernized. There are so many thousands of people working there now. So, and the way he speaks about animal care, with so much compassion. And I was surprised. Look at this boy, this young man. He is from, I mean, they are the richest family in India. Money is just sprawling, and yet he has such fine values in life, so much humility. They behave very respectfully. And for that, for the pre-wedding, not only all the big people came, all the Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabhs and all, they also came. But in their village, 51,000 people, they served, and personally, Mukesh Ambani and his son Anant and his wife Radhika, to be wife, all of them personally served prasadam. Now in the weddings here, if you go, the ordinary, they don't even, the families don't even bother. You just impersonally go there. Time comes, you get up, you go have to go and sit and eat and leave. This is how impersonal they've made it. And here they are serving the groom and the bride and the father. They're personally serving everyone, and folded hands, so humbly they're doing all this. They're a big example, really, for us. Don't think you're very great. Something you get a big little a lot of money, and you got 2 3 houses and cars and all, and you think that's it. I can do whatever I want. I don't care about my family. I'll be independent. And look at them. They have everything really. And it's not that they are not enjoying wealth also. The way they dress up and all, they don't repeat their clothes or their shoes and all, big jewels, each one crores of rupees worth. So they are also living a luxurious lifestyle, and that is what really amazes me, that in spite of all this, how do they remain very humble and devoted to God also? They have Radha Krishna temple in their home. They really believe in God, and to each other also, being so humble and so concerned about one another. They are also something everybody should learn. Family values, being humble, caring for each other, not act like I'm too busy now. Who can be busier than them? So that's what, we should learn. I mean, these are all inspirations, we from everywhere we can see, wherever there is very good quality, and that is spiritual. It's coming only from spiritual, not because of their faith in God. Somebody who doesn't have faith in God will not be like that. They will become very, normal rich people. They don't care about anybody. But this is really, it is our Indian culture, because they are rooted in Vedic culture, and it's really amazing. They are one family I'm really very inspired by. I think, yeah, so nice.
Mataji, they are also connected with ISKCON. They invite His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Gaurang Prabhu. Most of the festivals or the programs they do at home. So
Mm.
Yes, they go actually there. In fact, one time she came here, Hyderabad, Iskan Secunderabad temple. She came. Not many people know about it.
Nita
Nita
Ambani.
Ambani. Yeah, Nita Ambani. She
Hmm.
came to the temple actually. Yeah,
For
and actually,
IPL match, Mataji.
Huh? What?
Before IPL match.
Oh,
Her
acha.
team was playing
Okay.
IPL and they won also, Mataji. That time.
So they
Hare
might
Krishna
go to
Mataji,
ISKCON.
after they won the cup also, they bought the cup and kept it at the lotus feet of Gopinath, Radha Gopinath.
Ah. See, so humble, na? In spite of all the
Mm.
achievements, at least okay, they know that all this, whatever they are getting, is by the mercy of Krishna. So
And
that
in
they have not
Vantara
forgotten.
also, Mataji, Anant, I think he named all the animals, like, all the, our, what you say, our traditional names, Mataji, all the animals also. I
Hmm.
heard some 2 or 3, I forgot the names, but how we'll call like Surabhi or like that, no? He named
Hmm.
some nice Hindu names actually.
Yeah, and he's so personal about those animals. He's
Mm.
not treating them, they're just animal bodies, there's like a doctor may see. No, he is each one with so much love and affection, like a real entity with so much respect. He's seeing that. So, and he said he's a big devotee of Ganesha. So,
And the food also, Mataji, whatever the food is offered, prepared for the animals, right? That is eaten by humans also. I mean, we can also taste, it seems.
oh, so much love. And that's what Krishna is saying now, one who can treat everybody with same compassion. I don't know, they must have done something. They must have been yogis or something in their previous life and then fallen yogi. That is why they got this. Otherwise, how? It's not possible to have so much devotion in spite of. She built what? How many? 14 temples in that area, Jamnagar. I was thinking, what a waste. Why 14 temples in one place only. Instead, in different. Anyway, but at least they feel they know that they're very much Krishna conscious. So definitely they've done some spiritual thing in their previous lives for which all this they're also enjoying, but also they've not forgotten Krishna. Yeah, very nice. So we should not say that I'm too busy or I cannot care. When the Ambanis can do it, we have to be very, very nice, even to family members, and be very communicative and care for them, spend time together. Each one's, whatever their achievements, everybody should be there to encourage them. All these are wonderful qualities.
his
And
maturity
how much
is
love?
also very good, Neetaji.
Huh?
Like
What?
when one of the Aaj Tak, one of the interview, they were asking him some difficult questions. So he was saying, "I need your blessings. I need everybody's blessings." So that is
Who
how he
said
was
Anand?
answering actually.
Anand?
Yes, Mataji. And I was very surprised to that age, like how he was answering very maturely and very positively. He was answering. They were asking some difficult question when in that age group, probably a boy may not answer, but he was saying that I will come out of it or that will go away because of your blessings, all everybody's blessings. That is how he was answering actually.
Yeah, so much sanskar they have.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's the right combination. They have all the money and that thing. Only I was thinking they can give money for ISKCON temples. They can build ISKCON temples. That'll be nice. But anyway, they are doing that is part. At least now they are appreciating ISKCON and doing. Maybe eventually, maybe some people are getting also. We don't know. So very nice. So that's what. So it is possible, right? Everybody, not only you have to become a sannyasi to have those qualities, but we can all do in our day-to-day life. Krishna is telling everyone to do, and we have everything. We have shelter, holy dham. We have shelter of all great souls. We have everything, the topmost things we have at our disposal. Now, after all that, if we fail, then we are really the lowest of the low. So we have every possible thing to elevate our consciousness. Only we must have the desire. Then just see, we will bring about a big change. I mean, we may think what one person can do, but definitely it will have a rippling effect. Whoever we come across with, they will feel. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's method is. He empowered them. He said, you go and give. And they went and gave, and whoever they came in contact with, they were able to go. They were also able to go and give. And the result will be everywhere. There'll be so much God consciousness, feeling happy. Just like when Ram Lalla Pran Pratishtha, the whole country was so happy, Everybody was glorifying that and thinking of Ram Lalla and trying to do some service. Everyone in their own place, they wanted to come together and chant and sing. And at that time, so that is the kind of mood. If everywhere it is, then see, everybody will be so happy. Even all the celebrities who went to that program there to Ayodhya, they were all very simple. I mean, they didn't ask for attention. They were just quietly sitting there and nothing. So automatically that mood happens. When Krishna comes to the center, automatically all good qualities develop. So everybody will be so happy. And Ayodhya is now flourishing. It's becoming so this thing just because of this Ram Mandir. The whole place is becoming developed. So that is how, if we put Krishna in the center and we live like that, automatically all prosperity, peace, happiness, everything will come, and good qualities.
Yeah, Gaurang Prabhu was mentioning, Mataji, like the flight which goes to Ayodhya, everywhere, in fact, the pilots and then those like everybody, they chant Jai Shri Ram. He said he has never seen in that life like the way Modi ji has transformed. And he was saying like all the saintly person who invited Modi ji personally, the PMO called them several times. How you are coming, where you will stay, will send you some vehicles for you. And he was saying for each person who joined there was a constable. He said generally constables are with the VIPs or the very powerful people who has a lot of money, but for saintly person he did a lot of arrangements. So he was saying like that is how the Modi ji is transforming. He's giving so much respect to all the saintly person, and that's
saintly.
yeah, saintly person. And then Gaurang Prabhu also coached so many times Mataji, both the Ambani brothers actually. In fact, they sent him sometimes this chartered plane also, because they were in problem and both the brothers. So he coached them, he mentored them a lot actually. That's what I heard.
He mentors them.
Yeah, he does that.
Oh, that's very nice. For
Even
whom?
he mentored Shah Rukh Khan's son, Mataji.
Who? Shah Rukh Khan?
Shah Rukh Khan's son, when he cashed that drug case, no Mataji, Gauranga Prabhu was counseling him actually. They called him in the jail.
Counseling that boy or his son?
Yeah, boy also, parents also, I think, Mataji.
Very nice. That's good.
Mukesh Ambani mentored so many times, Mataji. That's what I heard. Like devotees told who, like I know the devotees, some devotees who were connected with him, they were telling actually.
Yeah, very good. So the world is getting connected. It's very nice. We're all one big family. No separatism. Everybody needs everyone, and there is God everywhere. That's what Krishna wants us to see. We shouldn't become cloistered and aloof and think only God is in ISKCON and only in our devotees and only who He's everywhere, and we must see that. And if we can see that, that's what Krishna is asking us to do. Everywhere you should see me. So that is nice. It's happening slowly. We are coming out and also seeing Krishna in other, especially after the Ram temple. I think, coming, then we saw Rama, Krishna is outside also, not only in ISKCON. And all the people are also got a lot of devotion. So then, automatically we'll become very humble and respectful to people. There's not only I am a big devotee because I'm chanting Hare Krishna and everyone else is fallen. It's not like that.
And Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept
Yes,
humble
Keshava.
obeisances. After this Ram Mandir, it is very easy in preaching also, Mataji, to convince people to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. See,
Ah,
like when I'm preaching new devotees, I'm using this word. See, anyway, no, you cannot say only you are chanting Krishna, but we are chanting Rama because, all over world they are expecting Rama and Ram Mandir. So we are doing that one also. I'm saying and inspiring them, Mataji.
oh,
It's helping us to preach.
yes. All right. Good stuff. Now, thank you. We just pray for Guru Maharaj and all other prayers that we do every day. So just mention Guru Maharaj for his um, complete recovery, good health, longevity and protection from all diseases and speedy recovery from all illnesses. And also for Prabhupada disciples and all our devotees and their families. And for our center to open soon before on Gaur Purnima Day, and also Lingaraj Dham should do well, and Srila Prabhupada Dham should also do very well. So for all this, and for all other devotees whom we every day pray, we will chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Mataji, one devotee was asking something. I do not know whether it was.
What? Here in the chat?
No, yeah, in
No.
this group, somebody was asking something. I don't know, or somebody wanted to add something.
Oh, is it? Now? Oh, who wanted to add?
I heard something, Mataji, when I was speaking, so I thought I'll complete and then maybe.
Oh. Did someone want to speak and you could not? Please share it. Shrikant Gopinath Prabhu.
No, Mataji, and I was not asking.
Okay.